Welcome back to Yang Daily. It's Super Tuesday Eve, and the political bombs keep on dropping. Let's dig in. Following the lead of Steyer and Pete, Klobuchar ended her campaign today. She immediately endorsed Biden, to no one's surprise. Pete also endorsed Biden. Apparently, Warren is still raking in considerable donations, so she might hang in a while longer unless she decides to stop wasting people's money and throw her weight behind Bernie or Biden. Bloomberg might be the next to drop out. He obviously doesn't have any issue funding his campaign, but he hasn't made any decent showings in any of the states so far, so I expect Super Tuesday may be the last straw for him. The gang is trending hashtag endorse UBI today because regardless of ideology or party, every candidate should adopt this policy to strengthen the economy and strengthen our people. Speaking of UBI, a Korean entrepreneur is now petitioning the government there to adopt a UBI as an emergency measure in response to coronavirus tanking their economy. He argues it is the only effective means of providing relief to the hundreds of thousands who find their basic needs unmet as businesses stall and people are forced to stay home. Right now, the government's best response is a tax credit on new vehicle purchases. Someone really thought hard on that one. Much like RCV, new situations continue to emerge that UBI would alleviate. It may not be a miracle policy, but it's about as close as it gets. To throw one more on the pile, it would make people much more able to stay home from work when they are sick, drastically limiting the spread of epidemics. Early voters across the country are finding themselves screwed out of a vote as their candidate drops out of the running. It's estimated that 40% of Californians voted early, with 3 candidates dropping out of the race in just the last few days. There are certain to be a lot of pissed off voters who would like to recast their vote for someone else still in the race, but there is no provision in California's laws to allow for that, so those voters are just out of luck. Wouldn't it be great if they used a voting method that could pass their vote on to the next choice of candidate in cases like these? I guess they'd have to rank their choices when they vote. I know, we could call it ranked choice voting. Bloomberg was asked a question at a town hall by a fellow Yang ganger who brought up Amazon paying zero federal taxes while bankrupting much of the brick-and-mortar retail industry, and asked if Bloomberg would consider a VAT to rectify that and giving the proceeds to the American people. Bloomberg truly outdid himself in his answer, in which he feigned not to know how Amazon could be paying so little in taxes, said it would be looked into, then blamed retail closures on women selling clothes out of their homes and rental services like Rent the Runway. Truly, this is a world-class answer. Let's break this down. Number 1, he knows exactly why and how Amazon pays no taxes. Everyone in his tax bracket does because they use the same exploits. So at worst, he lied there. At best, he's the most ignorant businessman and presidential candidate ever. Number 2, he dodged the issue of giving money to the people entirely. Number 3, he claimed to only know what goes on in New York, which is, again, a chillingly ignorant statement from someone running for president of the entire country. And 4, he doubled down on his bid for most out-of-touch person in the country by not only not knowing that Amazon is the chief reason for retail foreclosures, but also suggesting that most women in the country are renting runway clothes. Because, we can all afford that. This guy just blows me away. He is truly the champion of privileged ignorance, much as Biden is the champion of nonsensical babble talk. Bernie couldn't ask for better rivals than these. Unfortunately, neither could Trump. And that'll do it for today's Yang Daily. Help trend hashtag endorse UBI, join the Humanity Organizing Corps, check the UBI caucus site to see who to vote for on Super Tuesday, and don't forget to Yang Daily.